please consider subscribing to my channel for more product reviews, product unboxings, photography tutorials, Photoshop tutorials, Filmora tutorials, and sometimes Premiere Elements 2019 tutorials. Now with that out the way, let's get to what I was talking about in the intro. And what is that? Bam! This guy. Let me get in there. Can you see that? Bam! Well, what about this side? Can you see that? Bam! I am talking about the, make sure I pronounce this right, the Hagibis King 10 RGB video light. Bam! That guy right there. Can you see that? Can you see that good? Bam! This guy. This thing is pretty sweet, and I'm gonna show you and tell you why. But if you've seen my other video with the Waylight RGB 08B, I forget the model number. Matter of fact, I'm using it for my background light. Let me set the Hagibis light down for 1 hot second and check the model number on the Waylight. And that is the RGB 08P. Now, this is not a direct comparison to the Waylight that I'm using for my background, but there are some similarities, and I want to go through that with this light and make a soft comparison to the Waylight. But actually, this unboxing is focused on this guy right here. So let's get to the unboxing footage really quick while I gather myself to get ready to talk. What's up, everybody? It's Ahmed with A. Roberson Photo, A. Roberson Media, and today we are going to talk about why I decided to wear a beanie in the beginning of summer. It's like 100 degrees outside, maybe more, and I'm too cool for school because I got a beanie on. Nah, the truth is, I didn't shave my head this morning. So I'm covering up my shame with a beanie in the hot summer, but I'm doing it for you because I wanted to get this video out, get it done. And what am I talking about in this video? Let's roll the credits and we'll find out. in the sped up unboxing footage, you got to see everything that came with the package, but I'm just gonna go through it again briefly just to show you one more time, in real time rather. This comes with a register your product card. Hope you can see that, I'm sure you can, and let us know if you're satisfied or not. So far, I've unboxed it and played with it, and right now I'm pretty satisfied. But I don't need that. It also comes with a hot or cold shoe mount rather, adjustable cold shoe mount, and you use that to mount to your DSLR. I know a lot of you do videos with DSLRs. This is absolutely perfect for your needs. Set that aside. Also comes with a USB Type-C charger. Doesn't come with its own charging brick, but nowadays everybody has a bunch of bricks laying around, at least I do. So them supplying a USB Type-C charger is good enough for me. And it comes with a nice soft velvety pouch. This is pretty cool, I like that. Keep your light protected if you travel. Me, I don't travel much, not for video at least, so I don't need it. But I'm gonna keep it in the stash. And lastly, comes with your instruction manual, and it's pretty detailed, multiple languages. I often get the languages wrong, and I don't want to do that. I'm not doing it on purpose, I promise. Not trying to offend anyone, but you got English, and I want to say Japanese, maybe Chinese. Again, I'm not trying to offend anybody. If I am, I do apologize, but that is absolutely not my intent. Let's just go through this briefly. This light has a 3200 milliamp built-in rechargeable battery, and it gives you 150 minutes or 2 hours and a half of actual usage time, which is phenomenal. I am not doing a direct comparison to my Waylight, but I don't think the Waylight has as much usage time, but it might only be cut short by 30 minutes because I've got a lot of good hours out of my Waylight. But anyway, let's get back to the Hagibis, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Hagibis King 10 RGB video light. Anyway, this light comes with 4 modes, and I'm chuckling only because I said repeatedly that I'm not doing a direct comparison to my Waylight, but this light comes with 4 modes, whereas the Waylight comes with 8 modes. It has your fire department or police scene type, you know, the red, blue lights flashing, but so does the Hagibis light. It has your lightning, so does the Hagibis light. It has your club mode and party scenes. That's the difference that the Waylight has over the Hagibis light. But other than that, I see a lot more advantages in the Hagibis light, and that's what we're going to get to and talk about right now. The build quality on the Hagibis light is excellent. It is made out of metal, maybe aluminum. I would imagine aluminum to keep the weight down. And the adjustable arm, it might be made out of steel because it is really, really strong, or it's just a harder pressed or multi-layered pressed aluminum. But that's a good thing. If you're clumsy like me, you probably drop your lights every now and then. Not on purpose, but it happens, right? And you definitely want your light encased in something strong enough to handle when you make a mistake. And that's what this light has. Of course, the front panel does have your translucent plastic. I mean, how else is the light gonna shine through? But if you look at that, if I can get the right angle, you see a lot of LED panels here. It is bigger than my Waylight, therefore it's gonna create more light and be more powerful, be brighter, which it absolutely is. This thing is pretty strong. And let's just turn it on real quick. Try not to flash directly in front of you, but right now I have the light set at 5200 degrees Kelvin, and it is only at 16%. Now, on the Waylight, which I said I wasn't going to compare it to, but I can't help myself right now, but on the Waylight, it uses buttons to make your adjustments. Matter of fact, I did a full video, full review unboxing on the Waylight, so you can actually refer to that, so I stopped referring to it here. But on this light here, instead of using push buttons, I mean, it does have buttons, but I'll explain. You actually use the wheel to either lower or increase the intensity. And that is only at 45% right there, and it goes up to 100, of course. And let's go ahead and shoot to 100 really quick. That is super bright. But as I was talking about, it does have buttons. If you, well, let me lower that really quick. If you look here, let me get in there so you can see that button. See that button right there? If you push that button, what it allows to the light to do is actually change intensity in, what is it, 10 or 20% increments. So you can see the brightness on my face as I'm pushing it. So that makes life easier, but if you want to dial it in specifically, you just roll the wheel to get to that actual percentage that you want to be at. And in this mode, you have your dim side to dim the light intensity up and down. And then down here, you have the FN button, which, well, in this particular mode, it controls the temperature. And being that this is a RGB light, but you can use it as a bicolor light as well. Let me turn the intensity down. Hopefully you can see. Let me find the right angle, maybe. Well, I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not. I'm trying to, but I wanted to do that so you can see the difference in the RGB modes. Right now, I'm at 37 or 3500, 3400 degrees. But to my eyes, if you can't see it, I can see both lights. Let me move back. I'm trying to get at an angle where you can actually see the the bicolor lights in this panel. But if not, please take my word for it. I'm here to tell you the truth and nothing more. Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty much here to give you the straight truth as it is. But let's go back. Let's lower this light intensity, and we're gonna hit the set button. There's a button on the side here. You got your dim button. Well, let me get some light in there. You got your dim button, you got your set button, and you got your FN button, which function, and you jump through different functions, right? Well, once you set them. So if I hit the set button here, it's gonna jump to a different mode, which is HSI mode. And if I'm not mistaken, HSI is hue, saturation, and intensity. So we can increase the intensity. See that? See how it's jumping? Boom, boom. And you can see the light on my face, how it gets dimmer and brighter, right? And if you hit the, well, let me lower the intensity so I don't blind you guys like I almost blinded myself. That's at 5%. So with the HSI, if I was to roll the FN wheel, it changes the color temperature, which I'm actually doing. Let me rotate that so you guys can see. That's a green, bluish hue, and it just adjusts the colors accordingly. Now, while you're in that mode, if you were to hit the FN button, you see it goes from the H mode, which is the hue mode, to the S mode, which I would imagine is the strength or intensity of the light. So if I lowered that, now watch this. There you go. See, I'm at 100% of whatever color that is, and dropping all the way down to 40% right there. And you can see the color shift. At least I hope you can. Yeah, there you go. I can see that in my LCD. So hopefully if I can see it, you can see it. So moving to the next mode, if I was to hit the set button, it goes to FX, and this is like the police lights. Red and green, and you have different modes, A, B, and C. A, B, and C, and all that does is change the intensity or the speed. That's mode C, that's B, and that's A right there. And of course you can increase the intensity. See, that's at 40%. Intensity is pretty hot, pretty hot. But let me back that down a little bit, back down to 5%. And we hit the set mode again. And let's see, here's another function. When you're in the set mode and you go to FX, if you hit the FN button, you have different modes. This mode here, it bounces between different types of hues. I don't know if you can see that. It switches like the candlelight mode. And it switches from different hues like a candlelight flicker. And that's at 48%. So I guess that would simulate a candlelight flicker if the mood was right, set at night. I can imagine so. So I hit the FN button. Now it's going to bounce through all the colors in the spectrum. And of course, if I increase the intensity, that should make it easier for you guys to see. It has a pretty set speed. Well, actually, there we go. That's mode C. That's A, which is slower. B, medium speed. So let's see if you can see it on my face in the reflection. There we go. That's A. That's B, slow shift. And C, pretty fast. And hitting the FX mode. Oops. Actually, we want to hit the, back in FX, we want to hit the set mode again. And this, of course, is like lightning. And that's mode A, so it's going to be relatively slow, intermittent. That's like a lightning flash if you ask me. Then we go to mode B, a little bit more intense, a little bit quicker. Nice. And then mode C, pulsates, pulse. Yeah. Throw some lightning sound effects in there, you're pretty much good to go. You can find yourself in the middle of a storm. Then of course you decrease the intensity once again. And there you go. But let me get that flicker out of there and just go back to a regular mode. Oh, let me turn this thing off. But all in all, I will say, just quick use. I mean, I literally got this today. And I'm literally using it for the first time today. I'm using it in real time while I'm showing you guys as I'm learning myself. And this thing is pretty awesome. I mean, it's really easy to use. Again, I promise, I swear this is not supposed to be a direct comparison to my Waylight, but I have to use it as a reference point because I've been using a Waylight for so long, and I actually like it. I actually love it. It is a great light, but having this is pretty sweet. And I'll tell you why. Just from a usage standpoint, it's so much simpler. With the Waylight, it's got so many different function buttons on the side and you have to bounce through different functions. And then with each function, it has so many layers to each function. Does that make it a better light? Possibly, because it gives you so many more possibilities when you're being creative, when you're making your videos. Me right now, I use it in its simplest terms, just as a background light. But if I was to do some movie scenes, lightning, like I've done in my actual Waylight review video, or police scene or club scene, I have the ability to do that with that light, even more so than with this light. But this light, the ease of use, how fast I can bounce through different functions and features easily, it is great. If there was one complaint that I could have with this light, and honestly, thinking about it, I really only have one complaint, at least for right now. I mean, this is my first time using it, but I'm familiar with the electronics, familiar with these things, this equipment. So I know, well, I have an expectation set for myself. So I know I know what I'm looking for, rather. I know what to expect. And quality wise, the only complaint that I have about this light here, only complaint, is that the wheels, they sometimes they roll smooth. Other times they feel a little stuck, like they don't want to go through the different functions that I needed to go through. Sometimes I have to roll it twice, 2 or 3 times, and I won't say that it does that because this is a cheap light, because I've had some real expensive equipment, like real expensive equipment that did the same thing, that had different functional malfunctions, I guess, and that is the only drawback. But aside from that, it does exactly what it's supposed to do, does what I need it to do. And I mean, it came fully charged. That's a plus, you know. And the battery power is still up there, still good. You see that? Battery power still at 100%. I mean, it says it's going to give us 150 minutes worth of usage time. And if I don't use it at full power, I might be able to get even more usage time out of that. But when it comes time to charge it, as I've shown you, it comes with the USB Type-C charger. Bam, there you go. Well, can you get in there? There we go. Get some light in there so you can see that. There it is. Let me get that arm out of the way. Well, you guys know what a USB Type-C charger looks like. Looks like that. Bam. Well, there you go. Bam. That's what it looks like. But anyway, just a quick unboxing, quick review of the Hagibis. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the Hagibis RGB video light. And this thing is pretty sweet. I like it a lot. I'm gonna give it a full thumbs up. Well, let me set this down real quick so I can give it 2 thumbs up, because I like it that much. Will I use it to replace my Waylight? Nope. Will I use it in conjunction with my Waylight? Absolutely. And if you already have a light and you're considering another, please consider that Hagibis light. I'll post the link. I think I got it for, was it 69 or 49? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna post the link. Amazon, I got it for Amazon in the US, and I'll post the link to where I actually bought mine from. So if you're considering getting one, please go to that link. This is not a sponsored video, but I do want to help out. That's what I'm here for, right? Not for you guys just to see my pretty mug and my unshaved head. I'm here to help out. So hopefully, if you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up, not just the light, but please give your boy a thumbs up. And please leave a comment. I love to hear from you if you have this light, if you think it's good, if you like my review. If you don't like my review, let me know. We're all friends here. Let's talk about it. And as I asked in the beginning, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot, makes me feel good that I'm actually doing something that you like to see. So this is Ahmed, and Penny's down there taking a nap. But this is Ahmed with A. Roberson Photo, A. Roberson Media, and I'll see you in the next video.